We're almost set to get underway from Dorrien Gardens. It is the FFA Cup round of 32. Floreat Athena hosting Melbourne City. A shot blocked. City to reload. Fitzgerald. Been dangerous coming in from the left. Fitzgerald goes himself and curls it into the near post. What a remarkable goal from Nick Fitzgerald.
Well, he's just able to find that little bit of space, wasn't he, Fitzgerald, as he cut back inside onto his right foot. I fancy that takes a deflection on the way through, perhaps off Bobby Wilson. And you wouldn't say it's undeserved for Melbourne City, but it's still somewhat harsh on Floreat Athena. The first time really in open play that City have been able to create something. Jason Saldaris in goals, unsighted as it goes. Just does seem to catch the thigh. I think they'll certainly have their pride stung, if nothing else, as well.
Here's Caceres from long range. What a bullet from Caceres. What a sensational strike into the back of the net. And as quick as you like, Melbourne City are back in front. A sensational long-range goal.
Well, absolutely nothing Saldaris can do about that one. Little the Floreat Athena defence could do with that one. From 35 yards out. What a strike. Caceres just gets it on the turn.
Clisby in for Arzani. And that will do it. A brave performance by Floreat Athena, who dared to dream for just a moment when they equalised in the second half. But an Anthony Caceres strike, a bullet from distance, was the difference in the end. Melbourne City taking the victory and progress to the next round of the FFA Cup.
Brisbane Strike is a famous name from the NSL champions back in 1997, and this year premiers in the NPL Queensland, returning to the national stage on home soil for the first time in 12 years. And we've got a sellout 3,500 crowd in attendance to witness it. So Melbourne City in their change strip of red and white stripes, getting us underway. Well, we'll see if Timmy gets the nod, either at half-time or later on. I'm sure we'll see him at some stage. And at the moment, Melbourne City needing a bit of inspiration. Let's see if they can find it here. Nick Fitzgerald has found a way through somehow. That's got to be a penalty. And it's the goal scorer, Greg Hensley, who went diving in. Reckless lunge. Penalty kick for Melbourne City. All Hensley's excellent work some minutes ago undone by this.
Great individual work from Nick Fitzgerald here. He's gone past three players, willing to take people on in the box. Craig Hensley goes to ground, and there the referee had no choice but to award the spot kick.
That sucked all the air out of the atmosphere here at Perry Park, unless Michael Weir can deny last season's A-League Golden Boot winner Bruno Fornaroli. Back in the groove, the Uruguayan. The Golden Boot winner proving he's still got goals in those boots this season, and it's 1-1. But all really down to the trickery of Nick Fitzgerald. And talk about hero to zero in a matter of minutes. Greg Hensley with the challenge, which ultimately has led to Melbourne City restoring parity.
That's the beauty of football, Simon, isn't it? You can be the best player on the park 1 minute and a moment later, no one wants to talk to you.
It's Clulo. Oh, why did he do that? There was not a teammate within sight of him, and really, he was within his rights to carry on and have a crack at goal. Instead, it's Bruce Kamau at the other end for Melbourne City. Twisting this way, and that one a run. Oh, that's a penalty. Second penalty of the night for Melbourne City. Jake Marshall, the man who brings down his opponent on this occasion. And City now have the chance to take the lead for the first time. Disaster for the Strikers.
It is, Simon, and they don't deserve this, but have a look at this piece of magic from Bruno Fornaroli. The spin on a sixpence and putting Bruce Kamau clean through. This is a wonderful piece of individual play from Bruce Kamau as well. He draws the foul there from Jake Marshall. He turned him inside out. He was in for a shot on goal anyway, so they've earned the pennant. And probably on the balance of it, do they really deserve to be in front if Fornaroli scores his second?
Well, I can tell you Timmy Cahill wanted to take the penalty, but he's been waved away. Fornaroli is the captain after all, and the skipper delivers from the second time tonight from the spot, and the A-League club, who've had a tricky night tonight, lead for the first time. And how a game of football can change in the blink of an eye, Cozzy.
isn't...
At one end of the park, Brisbane Strikers maybe had the chance through Trent Clulo to go 2-on in front. Instead, now they're behind.
It comes down to decision-making, Simon, and you said it. Trent Clulo was clean through. He should have gone himself. He should have taken that risk, that opportunity. And instead, he's turned the ball over, trying a trick, and Melbourne City break, and...
Well, there's plenty to sort out on the training ground before the A-League commences in October, but they've just about done enough tonight, the A-League team. The professional outfit again too strong on a night marked by the return of Tim Cahill to his home country. It is Melbourne City who march on to the last eight. There is to be no repeat of Redland's famous success over Adelaide here at Perry Park.
Tim, you got a good 30 minutes under your belt there. Is that what you're hoping to achieve?
I needed something. You know, it's my first game time about 6-7 weeks. Had a tough week last 6 days after arriving from New York, but it's tough. It's probably what I needed, but also a good little team. They had a lot of chances, and for us, fortunately, they didn't take them.
Certainly wasn't a training one, was it? It was a good, full-blooded cup tie, and they were certainly good value for it for a lot of the game.
No, it reminds me of the good old days with Millwall. We used to play against Premier League teams, and how much you were up for the game, and these guys were up for it. You know, it's a big moment for them tonight, and they can be proud of what they've achieved, and so can the city. So really good effort and good footballing team.
Personally, they've got a club record crowd here, and a lot of those people have obviously come along to see you make your first run out. So how does that feel on a personal level?
I suppose this is what it's all about. I think to come to places like this and help fill the ground up and contribute for 30 minutes is nice. Obviously, I would have liked to done a bit more on the pitch, but you know, the time will tell. We've got a few games coming up with the Socceroos being involved in, and we'll see what happens. But this is amazing. You know, it's really good for this place, and really happy for them.
Appreciate it, mate. Best of luck next week.
Cheers.
So it's going to be Fornaroli and Cahill to start things with the old kick-off routine, actually touching it forward before going backward.
Deliver here.
Bratton puts it into a good area. That's a handy little touch from Redmayne, but the spectacular! Oh, what a goal! And it's Michael Jakobsen going all Tim Cahill on us with the bicycle kick. So it's the centre half who pops up with the most spectacular goal to mark his home debut in front of the Melbourne City fans. Can you believe it?
Well, menace from the free kick. Beautifully swung in by Luke Bratton. Redmayne couldn't deal with it, and on rebound, nor could the Wanderers' defence.
Go for the early ball. Bratton around one and then keeps it alive for Kamau, who has men over at the back post. Could be a tap in for Cahill. Oh, that's beautiful from Tim Cahill. Cutting it back to Bruno Fornaroli for the tap in. So unselfish from the Socceroos legend. And the Uruguayan double City's lead. The Wanderers opened up, and it was the hard, tough work in midfield from Luke Bratton that made it all happen.
Oh, it's horrible defending from the Western Sydney Wanderers. It's a peach of a ball from Brucey Kamau. And then the presence of Australia's presence of mind of Australia's greatest ever goal scorer to find the hottest in the A-League last season. What a duo that promises to be. First instalment, Cahill Fornaroli. And another serious piece of contribution from Luke Bratton.
About him being under an injury cloud. Oh, Cahill brilliant again for Fornaroli. One-on-one with Redmayne. He's nudged by Topor Stanley. It's a penalty. What's the card? The Western Sydney Wanderers night may well be over here. They're down to 10. Topor Stanley, the skipper, is off. And Fornaroli and Cahill just debating who's going to take the spot kick, and it is going to be Tim Cahill.
Beautiful from Tim Cahill. Fornaroli setting sights. Nikolai Topor Stanley has capped off a forgettable night. We're not to half time yet. The second goal was not dealt with by Topor Stanley, and he's just given up a penalty. Stone cold. Had no faith that Andrew Redmayne was going to be able to do his job, and he's left his team one short, and maybe a third goal in arrears.
Topor Stanley has departed down the tunnel. Referee Jared Gillett knows that this is a pretty significant moment. Tim Cahill on his competitive home debut for Melbourne City. Cahill fires it into the roof of the net. And the Socceroos legend has his first goal for Melbourne City. And it may well have put them into the semi-finals of the FFA Cup already. They're 3-0 up and they're playing against 10.
No chance for Redmayne.
So trying to place it. Collazo again. Fornaroli. And this counts for Fernando. They've got 4, Melbourne City. Back off the post after Redmayne denied Fornaroli his second. And the little Argentine was there to pounce. Tie over. Melbourne City into the semis.
Well, not able to consolidate. That was the challenge for the Wanderers. Collazo drifts one in. I mean, Fornaroli, you might be down a man, but when it gets into the penalty area and you've got a job to do defensively, it's not a numbers game. It's an attitude game. And to leave Bruno Fornaroli that free is a cardinal sin. And they got ultimately what
discussing it, the fourth official and the referee who checks his watch. And there goes the full-time whistle. Melbourne City into the semi-finals for the second year in a row. And what a night for those fans to enjoy. They saw Tim Cahill on his home debut. And as a starter, he was immense in the first half. Capped it with a goal from the penalty spot. The performance of Michael Jakobsen, another off-season signing, the Danish defender. He set the tone with a spectacular bicycle kick in the second minute. Bruno Fornaroli got his customary goal. And Fernando, the Argentine signing, scored their fourth. Dimas pulled one back, but it was purely consolation for Western Sydney, who copped their equal biggest loss ever by that 3-goal margin. And plenty of work to do for Tony Popovic ahead of the Sydney Derby in week 1 of the Hyundai A-League on October 8. They're out of the Cup again. They can focus on the A-League. Melbourne City preparing for the competition proper as well. And they'll be involved come semi-finals time in the FFA Cup. Full time here at Amy Park. Melbourne City 4, Western Sydney Wanderers 1.
And we're off again, the 21st Melbourne Derby. And so many questions. Will we see the City that mesmerised in the Derby tempo, as we thought it might be in the early stages? Here's Luke Bratton to hit it. Oh! Luke Bratton scored again! Got the 3rd goal in round 2 in the Melbourne Derby. Now he's got the opener in the Cup semi-final. And it's a splendid hit. But oh, hang on.
Well, it's a terrific strike. And the referee's assistant have his flag up. Well, he's given a free kick by the looks of it. Thomas got a hand to it. That I'm sure of.
I suppose the linesman is indicating that he's gone across the line of vision. Yeah, there's certainly a City player in an offside position. Is he obstructing Lawrence Thomas's line of sight there? The decision from the linesman is yes. However, he's been overruled.
Well, I think that's the right decision. For me, having seen the replay, I think he's watched the movement of Thomas. I mean, it's controversial, but you watch the movement of Thomas. I think he's had some clear sight of it, and he's dived. I think he gets a hand to it. Now, whether it's the power, the pace that beats him, it was a terrific stride. He's just given it some violence from outside of the box.
Well, Luke Bratton started this move.
It goes to Brandan. He takes on Geria, a little flick inside, and he's got far too much space. No one around him. Takes it first time.
Good time.
Well, Barrow did well. You just got to toe him.
Hang on, they've not out of the woods yet. Victory. Ansell's run into a cul-de-sac. And here's Nick Fitzgerald! There is the second. Fernando Brandan with the final touch. And maybe Melbourne City are heading for their first major final.
Well, that's just extraordinary. They dealt with the first danger and then they didn't clear. And City pressed high with a number of players there. And Brandon gets the first touch. Nick Fitzgerald, I think he puts it through the legs of Lawrence Thomas, but it needed Brandon to finish it off, but a terrible mistake. You've just got, I think it's a heavy touch. It was an Ansell or Barrow. There's Barrow does good well the first time and gives the chance for Guerrier to come back and clear. He should be clearing. One touch there, a little touch from Bratton, maybe knocks him off balance, but you can't take that risk. Fitzgerald through the legs, Brandon following in because Valeri would have finished it off, would have cleared it, and well, that's just a poor decision. Taking a risk in your own penalty box, and City capitalise.
Well, Melbourne Victory have just committed defensive heritage. And Victory right where they want them.
And that's it.
And there it is, the full-time whistle goes. It is a moment 6 years in the making. From the early days of Melbourne Heart and the consortium led by Peter Sidwell to the takeover by the City Football Group, it's all been for this. A first major final for Melbourne City as they defeat Victory for the second time in 10 days to set up a meeting with Sydney FC in the final at the end of November. The cup holders out at the semi-final stage. Are we seeing a changing of the guard in Melbourne? Goals by Fernando Brandão in the second half after Luke Bratton had got the opener after 9 minutes. A hint of controversy about that. It was a spiteful game at times, a bad-tempered game, and the press conferences with the two coaches will surely make for very interesting listening. But I'm not sure many can deny City their success tonight. Tim Cahill is going to be involved in a cup final in his first season back on Australian soil. He didn't see out the 90 minutes, but Melbourne City managed this game very, very well, and they are through to a maiden final. Perfect night in Melbourne, and the countdown to kick-off is on. And it is Melbourne City in the predominantly white strip that's kick us off, playing from left to right in this first half. On form, Andy Harper, very tough to pick a winner. Oh, clutch of players standing inside the 6-yard box. They work it back to the top of the penalty area instead. Franic to go deep. Cahill! Had to be, didn't it? Timmy Cahill opens the scoring in the cup final. And is he about to take possession of a first winners' medal at club level at the grand old age of 36? So many times in so many big games.
Well, the variation from the corner, Colazzo drops it to Franic, who picks his spot really, and look at the space for Tim Cahill that he wins. He has not been able to get away from Matt Yerman all night, and a little nudge. The central defender in that contest is moved out of the way. Summarily dispatched is Yerman. So too the header to the far post.
And he rarely misses with the Bonds from whatever range. A trademark boxing match with the corner flag. And Sydney FC, who just in the previous 3 or 4 minutes, Andy, had started to increase the pressure, all of a sudden find the team. Matt Simon trying to borrow his way through, but there's no way forwards, and Vukovic out of his goal. John Van Schip wants the full-time whistle. A look at the watch by Peter Green. And there it is, full-time! And 6 years after they began life as Melbourne Hearts, and 2 years and 10 months since the arrival of the City Football Group, it is a first trophy for Melbourne City. Sydney FC's 6-year wait goes on, beaten for the second time in a major final here at AAMI Park in the last 2 years, but for City, it is a joyous night. And not only that, a statement of intent perhaps. This, they hope, will be the first of many. Tim Cahill, who else, the match winner, with a header. Sydney were gallant, they fought hard in a tough, at times, fractious encounter. And they might have got a bit lucky, Melbourne City, late on with that challenge by Ozzy Malik on Alex Bross, which looked for all money, as though it might have been called a foul, but wasn't. But City hang on, and John Van Schip's team have done it. Melbourne City, Westfield FFA Cup winners for 2016. They have defeated Sydney FC by 1-0 here tonight at Amy Park.
Yes, I'm joined by Bruce Kamau. There are tears, hugs down here. You are the 2016 FFA Cup champions. How does that feel? A huge congratulations.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You can't put it into words. It's I think the boys and us, we really deserve it. We've done well this year so far, and the end result is winning the FFA Cup.
And the first trophy for this club as well, it must make it all the more special.
Yeah, definitely. To come here and be part of that is something that I'll always remember in my career, and it's just fantastic for the club and for the boys.
Second time lucky for you though, Brucey. Of course, you were in the inaugural FFA Cup final in 2014. You didn't get on the pitch. You got on the pitch tonight. You played such an important part. It was so tough out here. How did it feel?
It was a tough game. Sydney, credit to them, they're a great opposition. That's why they're top of the table. But we really went out there, fought hard, and we came away with the result.
I'm going to let you go and join the boys and celebrate, okay?
Thank you.
Congratulations, Brucey.
No worries. Cheers.
Over to you, Zappers.
Yeah, thank you, Tara. Michael Jacobson, first Cup final triumph for you. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, this is fantastic. It's a good feeling. Everybody delivers today. Hard work pays out in the end, so that's perfect.
It was a tough game, wasn't it? They made it really hard for you, Sydney FC.
Yeah, especially first half. That was a battle, and we struggled with putting up our game. In the second half, it was a bit better. But then when you're in front, you don't wanna concede. So this was very good. And this is the team in the league that scored the most goals, so this is a big achievement for us.
Speaking of conceding, you almost conceded, but for your intervention, talk us through that goal line clearance.
Yeah, I see it goes high above. I'm just taking a chance to go in there, if in case it should go in there. So I was lucky this time that I'm standing on the line, so that's perfect.
Thomas Sorensen, your good mate behind you, celebrating too. It's a special moment for him, even though he's not playing tonight.
Yeah, of course. We talked about it before. It's a trophy again. It's a big night for everybody. I've won trophies before, but again, this is another trophy and the first for the club, so it's something special here. It's fantastic. It's a good feeling.
I'll play tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, back to you, Tara.
So Mark Zappers, yes, I'm joined by Osama Malik. There was over 18,000 people out here. They are all cheering for Melbourne City tonight, 2016 FFA Cup champions. How does that feel?
Yeah, look, it's pretty special. We spoke before the game about starting to create a bit of a legacy here, and I think we started that here tonight, and great that so many fans came out tonight, and yeah, it's a sweet feeling.
There were tears in the eyes of some of your teammates. There were hugs all round. I mean, what about this group of players that you've achieved this with as well?
Yeah, look, certainly. Look, we've had a lot of new players come in, but a lot of the staff, the physio, the backroom staff have been here for a long time, and they've sort of seen the hard times, and to now do this for them and do this for the fans as well, that it's magic, to be honest.
Tough game. We saw you on all four haunches. You're on the ground there. How's the body feeling?
Yeah, it's feeling much better now, that's for sure.
And you came pretty close there. There was a moment with Alex Gross. Oh, gosh. Did you hold your breath?
To be honest, I thought I was pretty safe. Grosky's a pretty clever player. He sort of hooked me from behind, so I try and be honest, but I don't think it was a penalty.
I'm going to let you get in there and celebrate with your teammates and with that crowd. Congratulations, Osama.
Thank you very much.
It's back to you, Daniel.
Thank you, Tara. Look at these scenes. This is what it is all about. We are champions. They are singing players and fans united. This was always meant to be a year that Melbourne City went to the next level. They have gone a long way to doing just that tonight. They have won their first trophy, the FFA Cup, and who else when it matters most but Tim Cahill to be the man to secure it. How good is this, Mark Bosnich and Archie Thompson?
Well, it's absolutely fantastic, and congratulations to Melbourne City. Sympathies and commiserations, obviously, to Sydney FC, but it can only be one win on a big occasion. It wasn't a classic game. It was a real intense battle in that first half, but I thought in the second half Melbourne City were the better side. There was controversy towards the end. Alex Gross, in my opinion, was fouled. Yes. But if you have a look at all over, Archie, Melbourne City had the real chances, some great chances for Fornaroli right at the end to finish it right off.
Yeah, look, we talked about it at half-time. Even before the match, you cannot give Tim Cahill time and space in the area. And to be honest, the guy was on him, but he just manages to get that meter, that space, but you still have to finish it, and that's what he does well.
Boys, you've both won trophies, home and abroad. How good is this moment right now for these players?
Well, it's fantastic, but I must admit, when we won the trophy, we didn't celebrate for the crowd until we got given the trophy.
Yeah.
But, you know, look, like I said, they deserve every plaudit they will get. That's a wonderful achievement. There's a lot of players there that are celebrating. They've never had this experience before. And like we said at the start of the night, Archie, these are memories that no one can ever take away from you. And it's the reason you get into football in the first place.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look what it means to the supporters. This club's waited a long time. They were Heart. Now they're City. They've got a lot of money behind them. They've got all the facilities, and this is what they put their money in for. Like, to bring back quality players, to build a squad, bring back a marquee player to promote their club, their team, and he scores a winner in a cup final. They win their first cup. What more can you ask for? Now it's the league.
In front of a huge crowd as well, a cup record crowd of 18,000 here, and it feels like so much more, a quite wonderful atmosphere,
The
isn't
best
it?
player in the Westfield FFA Cup Final 2016 receives the Mark Viduka Medal, named after one of Australia's finest football talents. Here to present the Mark Viduka Medal is the Caltex Socceroos head coach, Ange Postecoglou. The winner of the Mark Viduka Medal for the player of the Westfield FFA Cup Final 2016 from Melbourne City, Bruno Fornaroli. We will now present the Westfield FFA Cup winners, Melbourne City FC, with their championship medals. Please welcome the players from Melbourne City to the stage. Number 1, Thomas Sorensen. Number 2, Emmanuel Muscat. Number 4, Connor Chapman. Number 5, Ivan Franjic. Number 6, Osama Malik. Number 9, Nicholas Colasso. Number 10, Anthony Caceres. Number 8, Neil Kilkenny. Number 11, Bruce Kamau. Number 12, Nick Fitzgerald. Number 17, Timothy Cahill. Number 20, Dean Bouzanis. Number 22, Michael Jakobsen. Number 26, Luke Bratton. Number 27, Fernando Brandan. And the head coach, John Van Schip. Now, before we present the FFA Cup, I'd like to invite Bruno to the microphone to say a few words. Bruno.
All right. First one, I want to say thank you very much for Sydney Football Club. Congratulations. Tell me, Brandon. Thank you for Shea Mansour, Kaimel Kandum, and our world particular Simon Price. Thank you all and sponsor, Etihad Airways, Nissan, Octopus. Let's thank you, coach and staff, my players, my teammates, and the fan support. Thank you very much. Come on, City! And fuck off!
Thank you, Bruno. I'd now like to invite John Van Schip and Bruno Fornaroli to accept the FFA Cup.
There it is, wonderful scenes. The first ever trophy in that club's history is aloft. It goes into the cabinet now, and the two main men, boys, fittingly lifted up high. Tim Cahill, the hero tonight. Bruno Fornaroli, the Mark Viduka medalist. You agree with that, Mark Wozniak?
Oh, I don't. I don't mean that disrespectfully to Bruno. He's been an absolute star. We know that for the club. But I thought Palazzo and Jacobson tonight were both outstanding. It was a toss-up between them two. But a wonderful team performance. We talked about before the game, Archie, in these big games, the men in the moments. And at that crucial moment, that man, Tim Cahill, popped up with a wonderful header.
Yeah, coming for man, coming for moment, really. Look, again, what can you say? Do not give that man space inside the box. It was a lovely set piece, great finish, and the club deserves it. They've recruited well. They've, like I said, they've put money into it, and you know, sometimes money buys success. And but this is a setback for Sydney. They've got to regroup because they're still top of the pile. Hopefully they can regroup because FA Cup, they've lost it. There's still a massive chance to win a trophy. And they can't let their heads go now.
They'll feel very disappointed tonight, Daniel, but they've got to use this hurt. They've still got the season, not as if it's the grand finals at the end of the season. They've still got the full season. In my opinion, they're still favourites to win the Premier's Plate, and they should use this as determination to go on and win the Premier's Plate and the grand final.
For sure. Tonight is all about Melbourne City, though. Firstly, I'm not sure we've seen a player do his celebration speech or palm cards before. That was interesting from Bruno Fornaroli, but positive for this football club. I mean, they've invested a lot of money. They've got the richest football group in the world backing them. Some of the heavy hitters from Manchester City were here tonight. They invested in Tim Cahill. They invested to keep Bruno Fornaroli. How important is this evening for them moving forward?
Well, it's very important. And I must say about the City Football Group, it's wonderful for our game, regardless of what anyone says. For them, like you said, the richest football group in the world, to invest here in the A-League, in a team, is fantastic. They've built a wonderful structure, training ground complex for men and women from Melbourne City, and they've come here to Australia and they've said what they're going to do, and now they've done what they said they were going to do. And this is only a beginning for them. It's very similar to what they did with Manchester City in terms of the timescale, when Manchester City won that FA Cup and then went on. And it's wonderful for the game here, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
And what a night in Melbourne, Archie, hey?
Yes, well, mate, it's a Wednesday night. Who would have thought you would have got an 18,000 crowd? But it is. It's the FFA Cup. Magic moment. This cup keeps getting better each year. And I'm hoping that maybe next year, or at least closer to the years go by, that we do get an NPL team, or we do get a Division 1 side in the grand final for an FFA Cup. Because to tell you what, that would make it even that much more special.
That would be magical. And let's credit the Sydney FC fans as well, because there was a massive group of them that travelled to tonight's game, and they deserve a lot of credit. Right, let's get back down to ground level, because Tara Rushton is with more of the victorious Melbourne City squad. Tara.
Bruno, you're holding the FFA Cup. You got the man of the match tonight. That must be an amazing feeling.
Incredible night for us. All the team World Cup for bring this for the fans, for our club, and I want to say thank you very much for support us. Thank you.
This must mean so much to you, for the club, and you said it, the fans there as well. It's such an important win for this club.
Yeah, of course. This is the first one. We go for more.
Congratulations, Bruno. Enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Vamos, vamos.
Bruno Fornaroli there. They've taken the cup in front of their hardcore supporters, and they're celebrating as a unit now in Melbourne City. Just on Bruno Fornaroli, he was given the Mark Viduka medal. The way he led the line tonight and shouldered responsibility, how impressed were you with that, Archie?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he proves it every week. But I have to agree with Bozza. I thought there was a few other players that deserved that medal. Colazzo, not his normal position out wide in the left. He was outstanding, up and down. You could have sworn he was a left back, but you know, we're used to seeing him every week playing in that position up high. I thought Franich, you know, we know his story at the start of the season. To see him come in, perform like he did, you know, again, he could put his hand up for that for the Australian team. It's only been a few weeks, but if he keeps fit and plays at that level, this squad is going to go very, very close to making it a double this year.
Yeah, very true.
I'm told Tim Cahill's going to join us pitchside here for a chat. Getting him out of those supporters, though, is going to prove a very tough ask indeed. There's the trophy inside the group of supporters now.
Those are wonderful scenes, absolutely wonderful scenes. Like I said at the beginning, this is why you start sport, you start football, because these are the dreams that kids will be having all over the country tonight, watching this, say, one night, I want to do that. I want to parade a trophy around my home supporters.
And Bozza, what about the journey as well? Because it wasn't that long ago that they were Melbourne Heart, and you know, they were having their players got to use ice bins or rubbish bins as their ice baths and the rest. I mean, the club was all over the place. Now look at it. It's
exactly. It just goes to show that you know, just like in life, things can change very, very quickly. And look, you know, for me, like I said, it's a story that's just beginning. Archie's made a point that, you know, they have got a lot more to go this season. There's still really two other major trophies, the Premier's Plate and the Premiership, if you want winning the grand final. So they want to use this now as a boost to go on and to achieve that. And from the other point of view as well, like I said, Sydney will also be trying to look at this, even though it's going to be a very big disappointment, to look at this determination to go on and to put this right so far as they're concerned.
All right, Tim Cahill's going to join us here in a moment, but before that, let's go to Michael Zapponi. He's with the Melbourne City coach and John Van Skip.
Well, John, it's taken a little while, but this is a very special moment for your club. Can you go through what you're experiencing, feeling right now?
Well, now it's just about, you know, celebrating and all the emotions that come with that, looking forward and the pressure, and the club is looking forward to this as well. So, I'm really happy for everybody involved, especially, of course, first of all, the players, the fans that have been waiting for it for a long time. The board, the staff, my coaching staff is incredible. They're important to me. The medical staff. So I'm always going to forget people, but it's what I yesterday already said. It's the start. We have to take this and celebrate. But from now on, we don't want to be satisfied with less and go for prizes and move on in the league now.
You made a decision to come back to the club. You left, came back. Does this tonight vindicate that decision for you to come back? It was a tough one for you.
I haven't even thought about it in that way, but it just worked out that way, and I'm happy with the people that are involved in the club. They support us unbelievable, and they let us work with a lot of confidence. Again, it's a great prize for everybody involved.
We've been talking about the support of the City Football Group and what they've done to build this squad this year. How important is their support and what they've done over the last 3 years?
Well, I think this is just a little start of it, because you can see that the facilities was one, and we've been building on the group and the squad in the meantime, and I think we have a strong group. We have a strong characters in the group, and youth experience. And they're been, of course, very important in getting that all together as well.
We know it takes a team to win a game of football, but Tim Cahill seems to pop up for special moments. He did it again tonight. Is that just the knack of a world-class footballer that knows when to impose himself and how to finish?
Yeah, I think it was a great goal. A typical Tim Cahill header. He knows already what he wants before the ball, I think, is coming, and for me it's difficult to tell because I've never been a good header. But Timmy is there for the big occasions, and he showed it again today.
You allow yourselves a short little celebration tonight?
Yeah, look, we have a game on Saturday again against Brisbane.
But of course, we want to celebrate this, and we have to make sure that we're on top again on Saturday.
Well done.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, Zappers, thank you so much. Tim Cahill has joined us here pitchside. The bromance between him and Archie is blossoming once more, but this is what it's all about, Timmy. That medal, what does that mean to you?
It's special. I think, I said to the lads before the game that, some people don't get this chance again. I'm talking about the staff, I'm talking about the kitmen, physios, everyone that works at the club, and how much it means to everyone as a group. It's a big moment for us, and, it's hard because when you see this and you can feel it from months ago from talking to the guys and what you're going to do and how you're going to bring it into fruition, for it to happen like this, it's pretty amazing.
And from a personal point of view, you played in a couple of FA Cup finals, you won the Asian Cup with the Socceroos, but that's your first individual medal as a professional, isn't it?
Yeah, the thing is, I find it very hard to take individual medals because I'm a team player. Everyone knows it. Like at Everton, when we finished 4th, or when we lost with Millwall against Manchester United, then I lost with Everton against Chelsea. The best thing about this club, and what I say to the boys, it's not nice when you can't share it. And tonight we get to share this with everyone. I'm talking everyone.
And Timmy, tonight you won because of a fabulous goal. Talk us through the goal.
We switched it up, me and Bruno. So I said, let me have a bit of a physical battle. And German, obviously tried to. And then, you just need one chance. And when the ball comes in like that, it's just all about, putting it where it belongs. And there's no better feeling, especially when I hear their fans sing like they've all done across the country. I can only react with goals.
And the first half was very, very physical. The boys, again, just like they did in the semi-final, held their own. Were you surprised at how intense it was in the first half from both teams?
Yeah, because you know what? We said we wanted to play football and that we wanted to try and break them down, and me and Bruno trying to make them honest. And in the second half, also, we had to mix it with them. Yeah. They're physical, and you see the way that they play. German stuck one on me early, caught me. And that's football, shook his hand, we had a laugh. And, and then it comes again, and when it hits the back of the net, that's what we play the game for. And, when this happens tonight, Arch, the feeling, it's unbelievable, isn't it, bro?
Yeah, mate. Well, how long are you going to enjoy this one now, or do you just refocus for next week?
Mate, I'm not an emotional person.
I don't get an invite?
Of course you get an invite.
Okay, good man.
For me, this is part of the big plan. Everyone says that we're going to do it, we're going to do that. From the time that we played Brisbane Strikers, from the time we set our stall against Western Sydney Wanderers here, it was with intent. And we've lost some games and we've won and we've carried on, but we fix things and we know how to mix it up, and there's still a long way to go, but I want the club to enjoy this because we deserve it, and this is what I'm here for, mate. I'm here to ruffle a few feathers, but at the same time pick a few of these up. And Bozza, we're here,
Yeah.
We didn't say yesterday that we will win. No. Like I've said to the guys from the start, we respect the league, respect our opponents, and we will go in humble. And when it's time to compete, now we can look across the table.
You competed and you produced tonight, so congratulations to you.
Timmy, you talk about the team and the club, and rightfully so, but you've done it again on the big stage on a personal level, like you've done on so many occasions in the past. What is it about this stage that always brings out the best in you?
It's just one moment in 90 minutes, mate. I think in games, it's all about waiting and not being impatient. Sometimes you don't touch the ball. I say it time and time again, recap my interviews, it's like waiting for a bus. But that one time when the bus comes, it comes and it comes hard. And Bruno knows. We play this team for Bruno. We want him to get his goals. He'll be the leading goal scorer, and he's the man. Look at his work ethic. But sometimes, step aside, let me take a bit of bonus, let me go up there and fight, and then you'll still get your chances, and we work together. And for the fight of the team and the fight of the club, we're not the boys that are turning up for a photo shoot. Even though there's a few lookers, including myself.
I knew that was going to get.
Come on, man. Give me some credit, Archie.
I know you're beautiful.
Timmy, you've got the family here waiting for you. They're keen to celebrate. No doubt you're keen to celebrate with them as well. Well done tonight. Congratulations. It's been a wonderful night in Melbourne.
Thank you.
The man who set up Tim Cahill's goal, Ivan Franjic, is with Tara Rushton.
Ivan Franjic, 2016 FFA Cup champion. You've got that hanging around your neck. That must be a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, it is. It's always special, me being a Melbourne boy, and it's always something I wanted to do, win an honour in Melbourne, and I've achieved that now, but obviously I still want to win more, so we've got a lot more to go this season.
And a huge congratulations on your performance tonight. A gorgeous assist that Tim Cahill finished.
Yeah, obviously I know where Tim is. We practiced at training, and it was a ball that found Timmy and he did the rest. He's a great header, so it was good to get the win like that.
And does this win feel all the much more sweeter considering that it took you a while, you were sidelined with injury, you had problems with your heart, you've come back into the side. What does it mean to you personally?
It means a lot. Obviously, I never knew if I was going to play again when I was through a tough time. So with the physios and all the support stuff here, they worked hard with me and got me back. And I'm just happy that I was able to play 90 minutes and get the results for the boys and the team because we deserve it. We've worked hard all pre-season.
Has it sunk in yet? 2016 FFA Cup champions, has it?
Slowly. It's just great to see so many fans. You know, they really were a 12th man today, so it's good to have them here.
Huge congratulations, Ivan. Enjoy it.
Thank you.